Fearless Disease.
Fearless Disease fam, today we expose the truth they hate to hear. Like right now, if you are ready. I love when the Democrats fight amongst themselves. Looks like Bill Maher has a problem with his own party. He lets out a lot of frustrations now that it's the end of the year, and I'm glad he's doing it because basically he's getting it out of his system, so maybe he could start fresh next year and maybe switch to the other side or keep the fighting going on the Democrats. I'm cool with it either way. Let's see what he has to say.
Welcome back to Outnumbered. So Bill Maher airing some end-of-the-year frustration with his own party, telling John Stamos that he's over Democrats who view fighting President Trump as their entire identity. Watch.
That's very true. Trump deranged syndrome. You understand? If you just keep on fighting and fighting instead of trying to figure out what the real reason why he's doing things or actually work with Trump, then it's just Trump deranged syndrome. It's not going to fix America. It's not going to fix your party. That's all you have to do. You know, if you're continuous, all you care about is fighting him and not trying to build policies to try to help Americans, you're always going to look like the stupid one.
It is hard. It is a phenomenon we have never seen before.
Right.
That one person would dominate
every
just the
conversation,
national
every dinner
for over a decade.
Yeah.
You know, but and I do think you have to fight that. Like I say, if that's your whole personality, is the first thing out of your mouth is, what are we going to do about Donald Trump? I just can't.
Meanwhile, political analyst Nate Silver says that mindset is part of a bigger problem, telling C4 he's, quote, surprised to some extent by the unwillingness of a certain Democratic faction to admit they blanked up last year. I think we can fill in the blank there. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right, and he goes on to warn that Democrats are allowing Gavin Newsom to pull them right back toward a recycled California playbook that failed with Kamala Harris. Todd, I want to start out with Bill Maher's point.
It's very true. They're doing the same exact thing over in California like they did with the young lady. I don't like to say her name one time. She's Indian, black. I don't know what she is, man. Kamala, y'all know her name. But there's the same playbook, and you see how she lost horribly? They do the same with Gavin. And Gavin is the weakest testosterone soft man, but he's always so tough when he talks about Trump, but he's not gonna do nothing.
That Democrats have made Trump derangement syndrome their entire personality. Rosie O'Donnell comes to mind. She recently did a video talking about how her therapist instructed her to talk about Donald Trump less, and then made a video talking about that. So why do you think some Democrats are so consumed with their hatred of President Trump?
Well, I think it's twofold. One, he triggers them in the way that only Trump derangement syndrome can. And two, I think for many of them, they do not want.
Don't y'all just love Trump deranged syndrome? It's really a thing. Like all you care about is him. It's just how it is. It don't matter what subject is. He can't even be in the subject. You just be like, oh, the air is messed up. Well, Trump did it. I'm like, Trump didn't do nothing. There's traffic over here today at 3 o'clock. Trump did it. It's just everything that you got to do negative in the world, you try to draw it back to him. It's really weird.
Want to talk about the issues. And I think this gives them cover to just say, Trump, vote for me. Whereas in the midterms, which Democrats should win because Republicans are the party that controls D.C. right now, Democrats should at least win the House. Unless Democrats focus on the things where Trump admittedly could be vulnerable in 2026, healthcare and the economy. And I don't mean Trump himself. I mean Republicans, because they have to play defense in the messaging on those. Unless they focus on those areas, Republicans could easily take back the House. I think Republicans would win the House if magically the tax refunds were given out in April and we voted in April. Unfortunately, Republicans have to wait about 7 months before the November elections. Trump's going to have to deal with that. Democrats give him a gift if all they're doing is talking about Trump.
You know, Caroline.
You know, I understand what he's saying, just because it sounds silly, but when he says that we think what Republicans will win if they were able to get those checks sooner, because that will win some Democrats over, because that's all they care about is free money. That's why he said it. He's not explaining it 100%, but he thinks the reason why if they get free money, they'll go to the party that gives them free money, because that's usually what Democrats run on. EBT, free housing, everything is just free to kill the babies, abortions, all this stuff. So if it's free, they'll vote for it. No matter if it's good or bad for you, or if it's righteous, or if it's godly, anything like that. If it's free, then they'll vote for it. So that's what he should have said in it. But of course, he can't elaborate but so much.
Trump derangement syndrome helped cost Democrats the 2024 presidential election. They were so fixated on their hatred for President Trump that they missed the kitchen table issues that Americans cared about. Do you see any course correction from them heading into the midterms?
No, we thought they were going to do course correction, but they buried that autopsy. They buried this special self-examination of what really happened in 2024. So there's no introspection going on. There's no confrontation of the 80-20 issues, like you said, Todd, like how the open border idea and how men and women's sports is very unpopular with most moderates across the country. And the other thing that I think is sad for them, actually, is these recent off-year elections that Democrats have been winning in all of these very deep blue areas. I knew it was going to give them false confidence that they're in better shape than they actually are. I mean, this is a party with an 18% approval rating. They were so low on cash that they had to take a $15 million loan in October. This is not a healthy enterprise. This is not a good operation, but clearly they think that they can ride the coattails of just criticizing Trump to the next election.
So Leslie,
that's not going to work. You're not going to win a party anymore until you realize that just hating on a person on the other side is going to get you votes. It's not going to work, and it's not going to happen. They haven't learned from the last election now. It just ended, but they're still not going to learn from it. If you're just going to sit there and just badmouth someone and not say what you're going to do for the people, then you're going to continue to lose. People are not stupid, man. After a while, people realize what you're doing, and you're going to keep on pushing them away. And they're not going to change. It's a good question, but they're never going to change. Even though the Democrats will hear this, they'll hear 100%, and we'll give them the playbook. A conservative will give them the playbook. Republican will give them the playbook, and they still won't do it because they'll think that there's a trap in it. We're trying to tell you. But if you want to continue to keep on doing what you're doing and keep on hating on a person and thinking that it's going to get you to a win in the next election, it's just not going to happen. All you got to do is just say, all right, forget what Trump is doing. This is what we're going to do for you. We're not going to worry about him. We're going to do this for you. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to build this. And don't talk about Trump. You may have a chance, but it's not going to happen. No way around it. Smash that like. Tap the next video here on the screen. Subscribe and hit that bell. The CashApp, FearlessDisease, is always in the description if you're rocking with the movement. We'll see you on the next one. Stay rich and stay fearless.